Saturday morning, December 24th, 2011, according to the established chronology currently employed. The place where I find myself, that would be the Bronx, New York, in the United States of America. In the background is a scene of the 44th President of the United States of America, Barack Hussein Obama, surrounded by black people extending their hands in prayer, not in praise. They are actually praying. It is an ancient communal practice, affirmation of the aspirations of people, audibly manifested in order to reinforce the collective idea of one direction for our people instead of the scattered 1,001 directions we happen to be moving in today. It makes absolutely no sense at all for my brothers, and I won't deny you, to stand up and say that you are revolutionaries in 2011 in the United States of America, and there is no revolution. That is tantamount to rhetoric. When you look at the state of affairs of our youth and you juxtapose the position that they occupy in this society with youths in other societies, and you see what the youths in other societies are focused on, the activity that consumes their lives, the intellectual quest that you discern them to be on because of the manifestation of that quest that you see in their behavior. I'm talking about struggling to be free in their respective societies. Our youth are not struggling to be free. Our youth are having too much fun for that. They're not focused. They're actually under an attack that is rudimentary and sophisticated at the same time. It's rudimentary because if you just pause for a second, you can clearly see the pattern. But if you're dancing and you're making it rain in a club, you are actually consumed by the distraction of fun or perceived fun, so that the actual reality of your slavery goes unnoticed. I can't help but recall the words of my dear sister Araminta Harriet Tubman when she said that she could have freed more if they only knew they were slaves. Now, I do see glimmer of hope in the rantings and ravings that I hear from some brothers. But what I don't see is the tie-in. I don't see the attempt to understand how this is affecting all of us simultaneously. I don't see a recognition that cognizant understanding of the nature of the struggle today, because it's changed in nature over time, and to not realize that is again to not be serious, because it's not as if you walked out your door and some white person grabbed you and dragged you away and sold you off. But once upon a time, that was reality here. And it was a reality that was enforced by law and custom. It was a reality that you mentally submitted to, and you mentally rebelled against. So it was a reality that you understood once upon a time. With the sophistication of the methodology of control that has emerged post-Civil War America, never mind post 9/11, because our ground zero wasn't on September 11th, 2001. Our ground zero was in 1619, Jamestown, Virginia. That was our ground zero. And that bomb blast, that cultural bomb blast, destroyed brain cells. And in an attempt to gather those fragmented brain cells and try to reassemble a picture that one can subscribe to mentally in order to really see the devastation that has become the aftermath of the bomb blast, is kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to see how your fundamental perception of yourself has been affected. And this is not all of you, because a lot of my brothers and sisters understand. I'm talking to the individuals who really don't understand. And brothers say, well, Brother Larry, why are you wasting your time on them? Let them go. Frederick Douglass said it's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. So concentrate on the children. The broken men are broken men. I have to tell you, it's a compelling argument. But at the same time, how can you run to freedom and know that you're leaving your brothers behind? It troubles me. And because it troubles me, I talk about it. And I got brothers who think I'm out of time, out of place, in a different spatial, temporal reality. They think that I fail to understand that we have the power to create our own meanings and words, and we could mean what we want to mean. And see, that's semi-consciousness. See, full consciousness is understanding reality. And when you understand reality, you understand that these same individuals are speaking the same English that I'm speaking. And in order to be comprehended in the English that I'm speaking, you have to mean what the words mean to everyone. Otherwise, no one will know what the hell you're talking about. Now, I'm not telling you that there's not codes in language that people use to mean things other than what they expressly state. That's called connotation. I'm saying that the state of affairs that exists amongst our people is way too serious to be playing with words. And brothers say, aha, so why you keep talking about nigga? Because I keep telling you, I'm not talking about the word. The word just lets you know the mentality is present. I'm talking about the mentality. I'm talking about your perception of yourself. I'm talking about you, brother. I'm talking about you, sister. I'm talking about us. And that's why I keep talking about it, because it's necessary to talk about it. When we have our young children walking around and they have the powerful optics of the 44th President of the United States of America and the powerful optics of that brother on stage in front of a podium coming off of Air Force One, trotting down the runway and speaking to the people, the powerful image of that brother is being negated and disregarded because it is short-circuiting the fuses of the traditional message that you and white people are used to seeing about you. You see, they cannot understand that black man in that position of power. Their brains are not wired to see it. Your brains are not wired to see it. So some of you thinking with the same warped perception and perspective of European Americans can't stand seeing the 44th President of the United States of America, Barack Hussein Obama, in that position of power. You would rather see him at McDonald's asking you if he could please take your order. You would rather see him trying to squeegee off your window when you stop for traffic. You would rather see him on the corner telling you how many cracks he got or how big his gun is. You would rather see him unemployed, uneducated, or undereducated. You would rather see him saying, "What's up, my nigga?" Because that's the image that you are storing in your mind of a young black man, of black people. And it is courtesy of the propaganda machine that exists in this country. It has not stopped. It has continued to crank out images of you as jokes